Hey y'all. Look at my cheeks. Oh my gosh. It's really getting real. Come on in here right now. Come on in here. Let's talk about how you're going to get this money. Okay, drop a money bag in the chat as you're coming in. Drop a money bag in the chat, because not only are we going to make sure we get money this year in terms of growing our business, making more sales, creating passive income, but we're also going to make sure that you're getting money from these lenders, okay, from these banks, from these financial institutions, from these loans. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, and here's the reality. Minority-owned businesses, Black women-owned businesses are only getting 3 to 4%, if that, of all the funding that is available. And frankly, I'm over it. Frankly, I've been over it. Y'all know I've been teaching y'all how to build your business credit and get funding since 2020, and really deeply since 2021. So I've been over it for the last 3 years. And, you know, with everything that is happening with the Minority Business Development Agency, you know, now minority business loans are unconstitutional, technically, right? It was ruled that it's unconstitutional to have, funding that is set aside specifically for minority-owned businesses. Basically, they're saying it's reverse racism. It's also now unconstitutional to have minority grants, right? So, if you see a Black woman grant, that's unconstitutional because apparently it's reverse racism. You cannot, discriminate against white folks, and tell them that they cannot apply to a grant for Black women. So I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, y'all don't want us to have nothing. So now, that's fighting words. I've never been in a fight, but I grew up in Compton, California. And you playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're ready to tussle. Oh, gosh. I'm looking up the exact statistic right now. And how much funding we get, okay? So basically, you're trying to tussle, because that's what you're telling me. If you want to keep closing down all these different funding programs for Black-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses, you're essentially trying to get in the ring with us. Exactly. Right. Shout out to Compton. Let me pin my comment. So essentially you're trying to really get us riled up. But here's the thing, right? And I tell you guys this all the time. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's disappointing. Yes, it's unfair. And that's just the bottom line. It's unfair. But our way to win and our way to prevail is we just have to be better at their game than they are. You see, the reason that minority business development agencies and minority funding opportunities were created is because it's not a level playing field. When we're going up against our white counterparts for funding opportunities because of things like institutional racism, a majority of the time, our white counterparts are getting the yes and we're getting the no, right? But now, we have to just make sure that we are twice as good. I want y'all to comment twice as good in the comments. We have to make sure that we are twice as good. Exactly. So they're basically the only ones who can, discriminate. But when we say, and it's really not even discriminatory, we're just creating a space that says, hey, here's some money just for y'all. So basically you're trying to tell us that we can't have nothing. That's what you're trying to tell us. As much as we give to this country, we can't have nothing. We got to give y'all everything and can't keep really anything for ourselves. But yes, we have to be twice as good. We have to be twice as educated about our business funding. We have to be twice as diligent when it comes to building our business credit and our personal credit. We have to be twice as effective when it comes to marketing and growing our businesses. And you know what else we have to be twice as much of? We have to be twice as confident. We have to be twice as audacious, because one thing about it, our counterparts will continue to secure funding, up the woo-ha. Why? Because they have the confidence and the audacity, right? Audacity is not always a bad thing. They have the confidence and the audacity to say, I'm gonna go ask for $100,000. I'm gonna go ask for $1 million. I'm going to go raise. I'm going to go beyond the bounds. I'm gonna see further for my business. And so we have to do the same thing. We have to say, you know what? Just because it hasn't been done by someone in my family, just because it hasn't been done by someone in my community, doesn't mean it can't happen for me, right? Just because you've been denied for funding in the past doesn't mean that's always going to be your reality. So now we have to really say, you know what? I'm going for double the opportunities. I'm putting my application in to all these places, because the same level of confidence and audacity that John and Sally and Ben and Bob approach these lenders with, we have to approach with the same level of confidence and audacity to say, hello, here is my Black-owned med spa. Or here is my, Black-owned lip gloss company, whatever the case is. Here's what we're here to do. Because let's just talk about it really quick, y'all. Do y'all remember the lip bar? Y'all know about the lip bar, right? They went on Shark Tank. Great business. Fantastic business. Already had sales. And if you watch Shark Tank, you know the sharks have invested in some dumb ass businesses. You've seen the show. I mean, sometimes the things they say yes to, I'd be like, huh? Very dumb, right? But these women came ready to go. Numbers on point, sales done, marketing done, branding ready. You know what I mean? And what did they do? Decline them. Now the Lip Bar is a multi-million-dollar company, probably on its way to $1 billion valuation. All over CVS, all over Target, has a collaboration with Miel Organics. You can't go anywhere without seeing the Lip Bar. And so it just goes to show, right? It just goes to show we have to have that ultimate confidence and audacity in ourselves and our business, because they're not always going to see it. These lenders, because of the institutional racism that exists in this country, whether they know it or not, there is a latent racism when it comes to looking at a Black-owned business. Whether they know it or not, subconsciously, they're already doubting our potential simply because of the history of this country. So that means we always have to stand extra tall and say, you know what? Even after 50 no's, I'm still going to keep going. Even after 100 no's, I'm still going to keep going. Even after 200 no's, I'm still going to keep going. And thank God, right? They called them colorful cockroaches. You see, because the way I'm set up, I would build my business. That was Kevin O'Leary who called her a colorful cockroach. I would make so much money, and I would go back to Kevin O'Leary and I would buy him out. Like the type of petty I be thinking about. Yeah, okay, let me just go stack my money. Then I'm gonna walk up to you and say, hey, you remember that day when you called me a colorful cockroach? Well, I'm buying you out. You don't have to be on the show anymore. Yeah, you can go ahead and give me that. I'm gonna sit my colorful cockroach self right in your seat. You see, because you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, thank God the founder of the lip bars, the founders, thank God they kept going. Thank God they kept saying, we're going to keep moving past this. We're not going to let this be our story. Right? The nerve. Exactly. We're not going to let this be our story. We're going to make sure that we keep going. So, in the spirit of resilience, let's talk about what you're going to do to fund your business right now. What you're going to do to make sure that this is the year, not even the year, right? But this is the quarter, okay, this month, in these next 30 days, in these next 60 days, that this is your time and opportunity to secure the funding that your business needs and deserves to be able to take the next step, okay? Because if it's one thing we're always going to do is make it work. That's one thing about us in this country. If it's one thing we're always going to do, it is make it work. All right. So the first thing you guys really have to understand now, even though the Minority Business Development Agency has technically been ruled unconstitutional, the place that you are still going to be able to get funding that is catered towards minority businesses without explicitly being for minority businesses are CDFIs. Okay, CDFI. I want you guys to comment those letters. CDFI. CDFI. And that stands for Community Development Financial Institutions. Okay. Now, does this mean we still can't go to apply for the Minority Business Development Agency? Yes, you absolutely still can go apply. We just have to be aware that now we're not the only applicants in the pool. Okay. So it's still going to be open. They're not closing these institutions down, but we just have to be aware that it's not just only for us anymore, okay? But CDFIs are Community Development Financial Institutions, and we're about to go pull up a couple right now. And Community Development Financial Institutions are essentially placed in communities all over the U.S. Typically, these are low-income communities to help build and grow the businesses within that community so that there is a greater economic development. Okay, so CDFIs are another government program that typically work with minority business development agencies to make sure that small Black-owned businesses, Latina-owned businesses, local businesses get the funding that they deserve to help support their community. Okay, so again, because the CDFI isn't specifically saying this is for Black-owned businesses or etc., right? What they are described as lenders with a mission to provide fair, responsible financing to rural, urban, native, and other communities that mainstream finance doesn't traditionally reach. Okay, so you see how they're being very particular with those words, but that's important. So it's not saying that this is for anyone in particular, but this is where you are going to focus on securing funding in addition to these large banks. Because here's the thing, I want you guys to understand that you're always going to be in position to go the traditional financing route, which is, Chase, Lendio, right? A large kind of bank lender. That's an option. What you're going to expect there is needing to have a certain credit score, needing to have typically a year or more in business, sometimes 2, needing to be able to show 6 months of bank statements or a year of tax returns, right? So that's a traditional route. Now, the untraditional route is important because so much of the time we get discouraged by the traditional route because so many of you have probably been denied by a Chase or you've been denied by a large bank, right? This is just a fact. And so you feel like, well, no one is out there to give me money. But CDFIs, because they are catering to this community that is typically ignored, the credit requirements are low, typically like a 550 personal credit score. The amount of time in business is low, typically 6 months in business. There is no minimum revenue requirement depending on the programs that you're applying for. And so why that is important is that means you have options. Now, where we felt like there's nothing that I can do, you actually have so many options. So let's pull up their CDFI locator because I want y'all to see. Yes, I see we have you can start this business at a young age. You might just need your parents to start the LLC with you. All right, so this is our CDFI locator. So I want you guys to understand, like I mentioned, these are all for rural, urban, and native communities across America, okay? So any area, right? Hawaii, Georgia, whatever the case is. Let's go ahead and filter to Georgia. And what is fantastic about this, y'all, and I give you so many details about this in my free class, so I'm going to make sure you guys join me there. But you've got the name of the company and the contact person, okay? Name of company, contact person, phone number. You can understand what type of funding they provide. You can see that this is business funding. Same here. So Ascendus, business funding. We know we're going to contact Nisa, is maybe how you pronounce that name. Here we've got Building Hope for also community services and business funding. Robin, we're going to call Robin. What's up, Robin? Here we've also got This Place funds for mortgages, real estate, as well as business. We need to contact Brandon. So you have so many options, pages upon pages upon pages of untraditional lenders that are specifically designed, business funds, to provide funding to your business. So now let's check out some of these websites, okay? So we're on the Local Enterprise Assistance Fund. And you know, this is what is so interesting. You're not going to see these on Google, right? Let me tell you that right now. So, you know, when I get questions from you guys in my DMs, oh, I can't find any banks, a Google search is going to show you banks who have paid or lenders who have paid a lot of money to show up on the first page of Google. You have to understand that these CDFIs are typically either government funded or locally funded, state funded. So they're not using their budget to show up at the top of Google, right? So nothing wrong, right, with the traditional lenders who are on the front page of Google, but you have to recognize that those companies are spending a lot of money to be there. And they want to make sure that they're getting the most qualified applicants because of the fact that they don't want to take a risk on, you know, a newer business that doesn't have the best personal credit or business credit. But with CDFIs, right, the way that you kind of have to look for them in a positive way, right, and you have to know that this is what's happening, now you have more opportunities. So I'm here on this website, seeing all the businesses they have funded, and I'm looking for their qualifications. So they've already given $339 million in funding, which is fantastic. And here you have the option to request a loan. Boom. So let's look at what they're looking at in underwriting. All right, so you're first going to submit an initial inquiry. Okay, that's step one, which means this is going to be on their website through an email. In underwriting, they're looking for at least a 550 credit score. I'm sure most, or if not all of y'all, will qualify for that. And you're going to have a business plan as well as projections and a budget. What are you going to use this money for? Okay, so let's write these things down. A minimum credit score of 550, a business plan, and some projections, okay? Now, let me make it very easy for you guys to understand your projections. Essentially, you should be able to tell a lender, and if you haven't calculated this yet, come to class, because I give you guys the projections formula, my template, to help you calculate this. You should be able to tell a lender, I project in the next 3 to 5 years that this is how much money my business is going to make. I project that by what year are we in right now? 2024. By 2027, our business will have X amount of revenue, and by 2030, our business will have this amount of revenue. And the things that you want to include in your projections are the breakdown of your products, how they are individually priced, and then the number of customers you expect to grow year over year. So a lender is going to be looking for, if you only have one product that you're selling, you need to diversify. This is why y'all need to come to class, okay? You need to diversify, because if you're looking at your projections, if you only have one product, that means you only have one way to grow your revenue is with that one product. But a projection that is going to really convince a lender, and a business plan that is going to make a lender look at, oh, wow, this business actually has a growth strategy, is diversification. Okay, so I want you guys to comment the word diversify. So you want to make sure that you have a diverse product offering. See, I'm getting excited, messed up my hair. You want to make sure you have a diverse product offering. So what does that mean? Boom, let's say you sell lip gloss. Okay, great. You don't just sell lip gloss, okay? You also want to make sure that you add on something like a lip kit, okay? That's an additional product, which is still in the same niche, but it's an additional type of product. So now you've got the gloss, now you've got the lip kit. I tell you guys all the time, you must have a digital product in your business. So now your third product is going to be a DIY lip scrub recipe book. Okay, ladies love to have self-care Sundays or self-care days. You're going to create an ebook that gives 5 to 10 DIY lip maintenance recipes that the ladies can do, or the fellas, to keep their lips together. So now when someone comes to your store, they can buy the gloss, they can buy a kit, and they can also go ahead and get this, DIY scrub ebook to understand how they can take care of their lips on a daily basis. Another way to diversify your product offering is to have merch. So you're going to use ChatGPT, come up with some really catchy slogans. Let's do a couple because, I love y'all. I love to have fun with y'all. Let's come up with a couple catchy slogans if you were to have a lip scrub business. Okay, so you want to make sure you have merch. This is another opportunity for your customers to buy. So now when you're putting together your projections, you're projecting that your one product, the gloss, is going to make X amount of dollars. Your second product, the lip kit, is going to make X amount of dollars. Your ebook has the potential to go and make X amount of dollars. And then your merch is going to make a certain amount of dollars. So ChatGPT, please create 10 to 15 catchy slogans for a t-shirt about lips and caring for lips. I'm gonna show y'all the prompt. I am a lip gloss business and lip kit business and would like to develop a merch line that has a catchy play on words about lips. All right, let me just show y'all so y'all really knows what I'm typing in. Okay, so here's our prompt. Please create 10 to 15 catchy slogans for a t-shirt about lips and caring for lips. I'm a lip gloss business and lip kit business and would like to develop a merch line that has a catchy play on words about lips. All right, let's press enter. Oh, okay, here we go. Thank you, ChatGPT. Okay, lip it good, pout about it, gloss boss, kiss and makeup, stay glossy, pucker up perfection, glossy vibes only. Oh, that's cute. Lips speak louder than words. Okay. Lip lock, pouty and proud, be bold, be glossed. Period. Period. You see what I'm saying? So now you're going to make sure that these slogans are on a t-shirt. Okay. Set it up on Printful. Listen, y'all know, I'm gonna help you build a business in 15 minutes, okay? Set it up on Printful. Now you've got a merch line. You sell some shirts that say pucker up perfection, or what's another cute one? Pouty and proud, period. You've got it on some cups. You make a couple phone cases, right? This is not anything that's going to cost you more money, okay? You're not going and ordering 10,000 shirts from China. You are setting this up on a print-on-demand site. So when someone orders, all you have to do is click some buttons and they receive their order. You keep the profit. Drop a gem in the chat if that's making sense. Okay? They place an order. You keep the profit. They place an order. You keep the profit. That's what we like. Drop a gem in the chat. That's making sense. So now you took your business, which previously had one product, and you've added 4 revenue streams inside your business. You've got the gloss, you've got the kits, you've got the ebook, you've got the merch. Now, 2 additional revenue streams that you can create are a blog. You can also have classes, things like, not necessarily classes, but what I mean is services. Every business should have a high ticket offer. Even if you are a service-based business or a product-based business, this could be a bundle where you bundle all the things together and you've got this massive lip bundle. That's a little bit more high ticket. You can also have, if you decide to do workshops where you're showing people how to make their own scrubs, that's also something you can do. Listen, I'm gonna turn y'all businesses out, but you wanna make sure that your business has between 4 to 7 revenue streams. 4 to 7 revenue streams, so that when you're submitting your projections and when you're submitting your business plan, a lender can see this is not just a one-trick pony, right? This business doesn't just have one thing that could potentially fail and now we can't get our money back. You got to think about it that way. If you're only selling one thing, you only have one path to success. But if you have 4 to 7 different revenue streams within your business, which means different product offerings within your business, even if the lip gloss is selling a little slow, guess what can sell fast? The ebooks. Guess what can sell fast? The merch. The lip kits, you can start focusing on those. The bundles. You see what I'm saying? So all that to say, when you are applying to CDFIs and lenders that are asking you for your business plan, you want to make sure that, you're very clear on your projections. You want to make sure that you can confidently say, and I'm going to help you get confident. You can confidently say in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, here's what we project to make. And here's all the ways in which we've diversified our revenue streams. Okay. And then boom, their loan closing is between 3 business days to 2 weeks. So just depending on how soon you get your documents in. And then this reports to your business credit only. So one thing I want you guys to know is when I'm teaching you guys about business funding, because that's going to be in your business name. We're not interested in having any loans show up on our personal credit. We want to make sure that what's for the business stays for the business, and anything you do in your personal name stays over there. But the key is to make sure that your personal credit stays clean, pristine, a great score, so that when there are opportunities where they do ask you for your personal credit, which sometimes those will come up, you can still confidently give them your personal credit report or your score, and it has what it needs so that you can get the business loan. Okay? Because remember what I was telling you, traditional lenders will want us to know what your personal credit is, right? Now, CDFIs and, smaller banks will give you more leg room, and you don't have to have as good of a personal credit score, but you want to make sure that on either side, you're ready to go and that you get it together. Because that's the key thing. We want to be what? What's the motto for the year? Twice as good. Twice as good. So that means twice as good of a business plan, twice as good of projections, twice as good business credit, twice as good personal credit. And all of that makes you almost an undeniable candidate. Because when we look at the numbers, right, a lot of the time our businesses are getting denied, not because we don't have great businesses, but because this information doesn't always reach our communities, right? When we go to school, are people talking to us about business plans? No. When we graduate at 18, are people talking to us about, forming an LLC, our personal credit? No, these conversations aren't happening. And they're not happening in school. And most of the time, they're not happening at home, right? We all love our parents. We love our family. But do y'all remember any type of conversations with your parents about how to write a business plan, or what business credit is, or how to build your personal credit? No. And I have both my parents are college educated, and these conversations just are not happening. So knowing that, right, we already have that wall, against us, if you will. So a lot of us are coming into this information in our adulthood, 24, 25, 30, 35, 45, understanding, oh, wait a minute. So all this time I could have been doing this, this, and that. So knowing that this is our opportunity to be twice as good. Now that we have this information at our fingertips, now that I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Now that we have people like myself and others who are extremely passionate about making sure that our communities know, here's what you can do, we have to make sure we eat this up, because the fact of the matter is we are years behind, unfortunately, right? Slavery didn't help. Civil rights didn't help. We are years behind in building our wealth, and not only that, but in building our knowledge of how to financially succeed in this country. We're years behind because they designed it that way. So, you know, at this point, it's all gas, no brakes, because we have to make sure that we understand the game twice as quickly and become twice as good at the game so that we can advance our wealth, advance our businesses, get this funding that we need and put it to use so that I make money too. Joe, Billy, Sam, Paul, Bob, John, I got money too. Yeah. Your business is not the only one applying for this $1 million opportunity. I'm here too. Okay, comment ready in the chat if you're ready. Comment ready in the chat if you're ready, because if it's one thing we're going to do, is we're going to have a class. If it's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure y'all come to my free class, because, you know, I've been doing this for too long, and y'all know when I'm teaching a free class, you need to get in the room. Okay? So here's what we're going to do, y'all. I see y'all commenting ready. My free class is coming up on Thursday. So you need to make sure that you secure your seat. Now, these free classes, they fill up very quickly because I don't do them all the time. But given the fact that they want to tussle, you know what I'm saying? Given the fact that they want to mess with us and close down these minority options, I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. You know I'm about to have this baby, but it's time to get in the ring. Yeah, I told my team, I was like, yeah, before I take this maternity leave, I'm going to teach another class, because they trying to play and they don't know me. So we're going to have a class, okay, so we can really dive in. I have my slides, you know, we're going to do questions, right? We're going to really make sure we have a class, because y'all have to be able to stay ready. And I want you guys to stay encouraged despite what's happening. We're not giving up, you know, we're not getting down on ourselves. Yes, it's unfair. It's all those things. But at the end of the day, we're going to be twice as good. Okay, so let me show you guys where to go secure your seat. And do this right now. Don't wait, okay? You're going to go to my profile, Ellie Talks Money. Click on this link in my bio. And as soon as that loads up, you'll see it's the first link. Free class, okay? Hello. You're going to register. Now, as soon as you register, put in all your information, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Now, remember I was telling you guys about your business plan template, your projections template. You need to add on the fully funded bundle, okay? So this is going to give you my course, mini course, the workbook for class, the projections formula, and the business plan template. It's only $30. So you need to go and add that on, because I want to make sure that you have the projections template, you have the business plan template, so that when you're in class and we're going over these things, you already have something that you can look at, okay? So go to my page, link in bio, register for class, add on the prep kit. I'm going to wait one more minute so y'all can get these seats, and then I'll show you how to do it one more time. I'm going to show you how to do it one more time, because, you know, don't play with us. Don't play with us. I've helped over 50,000 people, specifically Black-owned businesses, get funding since 2021. I'm not going to stop right now. Y'all can call everything you want unconstitutional, and I'm going to still be right here helping Black and minority-owned businesses get funding. Because if it's a game you want to play, we know how to play. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay, yes. So she said, where do I go? I see you guys went. So the rest of y'all, go to my page. Link in my bio. You'll see this. Boom, right here. Register. All right. As soon as you register, boom, you will secure your seat and then add on the prep kit. Okay. So you're going to get all 4 of these things for $30. The projections, the business plan, the kit, and the course. And then you can print all these things out if you like to be able to write. You can print all these things out for class. But I was like, oh no, we got to have another class because I got to make sure that my community is ready. And there's a lot of new people on my page in the last couple weeks. We've been growing, which is amazing. So I'm like, I got to make sure all the new people in our community know, have no fear, Ellie is here. Have no fear, Ellie is here, okay? So that's the key, right? Some key takeaways from today. As you guys are preparing for class, it's only a couple days away. You want to make sure that you are preparing to not only apply to traditional lenders, but also untraditional ones. You want to make sure you have a solid business plan, your projections. I help you guys with this. So one other thing I would say before you guys jump out of here, if you are someone that knows you want me to write your business plan for you, write your grant proposals for you, you can join my Done For You program, my Fully Funded Done For You program. DM me the words, do it for me. DM me that, do it for me. And then me and my team will get you on a call and help you get set up in that program, okay? So if you know you just want me to do it for you, you're like, listen, girl, I'm trying to be twice as good right now. DM me the words, do it for me. Me and my team will get you set up on a call and we'll help you get enrolled in that service, okay? I love y'all. I'll see y'all in class. Don't forget to DM me the words, do it for me, if you want me to do all those for you. And then we'll get you set up with that service. I gotta go to a meeting, but I love y'all.